Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. Now, today, man, we're going to be talking about the Mali foreign minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He's going viral right now on social media due to some very interesting statements that he made at a European conference from the other day. And I believe his speech was around maybe 30-40 minutes. And maybe I might do multiple videos breaking down different sections of the speech, different sections of the conference, because it was just so many things he laid out, so many things he talked about. He talked about how his nation navigated sanctions when they decided to take their destiny into their own hands. He talked about how the Western powers refused to sell African nations the weapons necessary to really defend themselves, but they'll send weapons to Ukraine and Israel and all these other different nations. And if you watched my video yesterday, I had played a small clip from the conference. And matter of fact, let me run that footage so I can jog your memory.
Understand that with the ESA, there's a new geopolitical situation. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Two, for us, the fate of our countries will not be decided in Brussels, Paris, Washington, or London. It will be decided in Bamako, Ouagadougou, Niamey, and so on.
Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the segment of the conference where he spoke about the different, the different behaviors and the different mentalities when it comes to doing business with Western and Eastern nations, especially when it comes to the acquisition of weapons. And the Mali foreign minister actually confirmed what I've mentioned before in previous videos. In fact, it's crazy because I mentioned it in a video just a couple days before this conference, like less than a week ago. And I said that Western nations such as the United States and her allies, France, things like that, they simply refuse to sell weapons to African nations. Even though some of these nations have been fighting terrorism for years, they simply refuse to share the military technology. Even if they got the money, even if they pay up front, it's not even about the money. They simply don't want them to have those weapons in their hands. But these same nations will call themselves the traditional Western allies, our allies, right? Yeah, right. Anyways, man, let's jump into the footage and I'm gonna jump in and out my commentary. Let's go.
Voilà, ce que nous voulons, c'est traîner une équipe, former et équiper les gens. Mais les militaires maliens qui étaient engagés dans les formations européennes devaient amener leurs propres munitions. It was decided that we want to train as a team, to train and equip people. But the Malian soldiers who were engaged in European training had to bring their own ammunition.
All right, we back. Now, in that segment of the conference, the Mali foreign minister was talking about how back in the days when they had security agreements, military agreements with the United States and France and nations like that, as you know, the United States would say, oh, we're going to give you military assistance, military training, but they won't even give these African nations ammunition to fight terrorism, right? They're talking about we're going to help you fight terrorism, but they won't even give you ammunition. But they're talking about we're going to give you military assistance. It reminds me of the instability and the so-called gang violence going on in Haiti, right? The United States will spend hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Or we're gonna, get Kenya and all these different nations to lead a multinational security force, when in reality, all you have to do, if you really want to help, is simply send the weapons over to the Haitian National Police and they'll do the rest, right? Send the weapons over, they'll do the rest. Send the ammunition over, they'll do the rest. But they rather send the weapons over to Kenya because they know William Ruto is in their back pocket. So they feel more comfortable giving the weapons to Kenya because Kenya is designated as a quote-unquote non-NATO ally. They don't really feel comfortable giving the weapons directly to the Haitian National Police and arming the Haitian army and giving them that state-of-the-art military technology. They don't want to arm the black man. Listen, it is what it is, man. It is what, even if you got the money to pay, they refuse to sell you the weapons. And it's my theory that the reason why they refuse to sell you the weapons is because if you are able to defend yourself to an adequate level, number one, you're not going to need them anymore. And number two, you'll be able to actually defend yourself against them, right? Because how would they justify their presence on the African continent or in any of our nations if you already have the weapons to defend yourself? Like, bro, I got the weapons, I got the guns, I got the jets, I don't need you no more, bro. You can go back home, right? But in order to justify their presence, they have to keep your militaries weak so they can say, oh, we're gonna come train you and assist you and all this nonsense, right? But listen, I don't need none of that bullshit, bro. Just give me the weapons. That's all I need. You can go back home. I just need the weapon. Just give me the guns, bro. Let's continue.
On nous a toujours dit que l'Union européenne ne donne pas d'armes létales. Et ce qu'on donne en Ukraine, ce n'est pas des armes létales. Est-ce que la vie d'un Ukrainien vaut mieux que la vie d'un Sahélien? And we were always taught that the European Union does not provide lethal weapons. And what we give to Ukraine, isn't it lethal weapons? Is an Ukrainian's life worth more than a Sahelian's life?
All right, we back. Now, as per usual, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Malian Foreign Minister, always spitting fire, right? And in this segment, he was calling out the hypocrisy of the Western nation, right? Because the Western nation says, listen, we don't sell lethal weapons. But then he said, when Ukraine needed weapons to fight Russia, what happened? You open up the checkbook, you open up the whole military arsenal, right? Listen, it was an endless supply of assistance. You know, billions of dollars worth of military technology, state-of-the-art equipment, straight to Ukraine. And then at the end, he asked the question, is a Ukrainian life worth more than a Sahelian life? But when a black man and a black woman is getting gunned down by the thousands by these lunatic, sociopathic Islamic jihadists, you won't even sell me a rifle. You won't even send me ammunition to defend myself. But when it comes to Ukraine, they get in artillery, they get in missiles, you giving them endless ammunition. Why? Because according to you, Ukraine has a right to defend themselves. Ukraine has a right to ensure their sovereignty. But when these brainwashed idiots in the desert are going on jihadist rampages, all of a sudden, the black man don't got a right to defend himself. For whatever reason, you don't feel comfortable selling weapons to the black man, right? It's not about the money because we got the money to pay. It's simply due to the fact that these Western nations do not want you to be militarily strong unless you bow down and kiss the ring. Unless you bow down and capitulate to all their demands, they don't feel comfortable arming you to a level where you can actually pose a threat to their agendas. Even when it comes to Ukraine is getting all that military technology because Ukraine is essentially a vassal state of the United States, right? Ukraine is an American vassal. That's all that is, man. Ukraine is not independent. Ukraine is not sovereign. Ukraine is a vassal of the United States. And in order to get access to military technology from the United States, you have to assume the role of a vassal. You have to renounce your dignity, independence, and your sovereignty, and you have to get on your knees and kiss the ring. And the same goes for France. Now let's continue.
Subitement, il y a la guerre en Ukraine. Subitement, les armes létales sont autorisées. Et les Sahéliens qui sont morts par milliers, qui a ça sur la conscience de ne pas avoir fait ce qui est nécessaire et de venir aujourd'hui accuser le Mali de dire oui, mais vous travaillez avec la Russie, vous ne travaillez pas avec moi, etc. Vous me tournez le dos. Suddenly there is the war in Ukraine, suddenly lethal weapons are authorized. And now coming to accuse Mali of saying, yes, but you work with Russia. You don't work with me.
Now that reminds me of the video I dropped the other day where I spoke about that 4-star American general who was talking about how the United States has essentially failed in their counterterrorism efforts in Africa because they said that ever since they've been stationed in the region, terrorism has actually grown tenfold, right? And I even said in that video, listen, don't cry when a black man wants to go shop around to different partners, to different distributors and different suppliers because you refuse to do good business. You refuse to be a real partner. The only language you understand is the language of exploitation. You don't understand the true language of partnership. You claim to be my ally, but you don't even sell me a musket. Nigga won't even sell me a musket. Meanwhile, if I shop around, I got other suppliers and distributors willing to sell me all type of weapons, all type of jets and vehicles and tanks and air defense systems and aircrafts and missiles and drones and all type of shit. But you won't even sell me a rusty musket from the 19th century. What the fuck, bro? It's the craziest thing, right? And then they got the nerve to hop on their media channels, hop on their media platforms and talk about, oh, our nation suffer from instability and all this other nonsense. But you don't even sell me none of the technology necessary to give me that stability I need. Man, listen, they be trolling us, bro. They really be trolling us so hard. Man, let's continue, bro.
On est parti avec les Européens, avec les Américains, on dit qu'on achète, ils disent qu'ils ne vendent pas. Mais vous voulez que je lutte contre Al-Qaïda, l'État islamique, avec des bâtons? We went with the Europeans, with the Americans. We say we are buying. They say they are not selling. But you want me to fight Al-Qaïda, the Islamic State, with sticks?
Now that was some real shit. He said, listen, you expect me to fight against these Islamic jihadists, Al-Qaeda sociopathic savages, barbaric savages with nothing but some sticks in my hands, a sword and a shield like it's 1825? Meanwhile, these Islamic jihadists, they got state-of-the-art equipment. I don't know who they got it from though. I don't know who's feeding it to them though. I don't know who's giving it to them, but they got state-of-the-art equipment. See, the Islamic jihadist, he has the latest military technology, but the black man trying to defend his national territory, he won't even sell him a musket, bro. That's how you know it's some funny business going on. How the hell the Islamic jihadists got the latest military technology, but I'm not allowed to get access to it to defend myself against these barbaric savages? Oh my goodness, bro. This is madness, bro. This how you know it's some funny business going on, bro. But nah, that shit was funny as hell, man. The Mali foreign minister said, man, listen, we got to fight against Al-Qaeda avec bâton. Listen, man, it's some funny business going on, bro. It's some funny business going on, man. And then they got the nerve to demonize you if you go to a different partner. If you go to different suppliers and different distributors and different plugs to get your weapons, bro. They got the nerve. They got the nerve to really, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. The propaganda is crazy because they try to say that these nations are giving up their natural resources to get access to military technology. But during this conference, the Mali foreign minister said, these aren't donations. These aren't loans. We're paying up front. They're selling weapons and we buying them straight cash. Listen, we coming with the duffel bag and we buying that shit straight cash, nigga. Like we not giving up nothing. We coming with the big bag of money and we buying them weapons. We buying them jets. We buying them drones. And like I said in my last video, don't cry when the black man wants to shop around and go to different partners. Because when the black man came to you, you wouldn't even sell the black man a handgun. You wouldn't even sell him a musket. You wouldn't even sell him an 8-pounder cannon from 1815. But you got the nerve to call yourself my traditional Western allies. Listen, man, it's a reason y'all got kicked up out of Niger. Y'all got kicked out that $100 million drone base. It's a reason why. It's a reason why the French got driven out the Sahel. It's a reason why. It's a reason why. You can blame Russia all you want. You can spread the propaganda all you want. But the fact of the matter is you don't do good business. You don't do good business. You feel more comfortable putting weapons in the hand of terrorists to destabilize our nations instead of putting weapons in our hand to defend our national territories. You don't do good business, bro. So don't cry when these nations no longer want to do business with you. Anyways, man, it's a boy Neferkari, the Celine, back in the Billy, yes indeed. Cash app in the description. Support the album, man. Support the album. Peace.
No. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders. You know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we young. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I mean no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Back in my city they loving me. Standing alone, I'm 100 deep. Enemy plotting and still in reach. They try to make sure that we underneath. Trying to make sure that we never make it. Coming for power, come get acquainted. Coming for everything that I wanted. Feeling like Drake, but I really wrote it. Feeling like Kendrick, I'm checking names. Gotta roll up while I go insane. Got so much stress, I been gained weight. Stuffing these racks in this Louis case. One thing for certain, I'm about to check. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Stick with the family since day one. Had to stay down till my day come. Had to stay down, but I'm never patient. Hop on the mic and I'm motivated. Hop on the mic and I drive a classic. Haters can't see me, they copping glasses. Back in the studio making magic. Got a new tape and it's in production. Back on my business, I got a budget. Staying low key when I'm out in public. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders. You know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we young. She said that she ready to come be my wife, yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I mean no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Making it new. Making it